There are afternoons when time seems to hesitate, like a long breath taken by the universe before everything shifts course. In that moment, amid the thick fog of San Francisco in 1957, an ancient soul crossed the invisible boundary of 2,000 years. He sought out a man quietly reading financial reports, not to teach and certainly not to judge, but to ask a question. A question meant only for those brave enough to look beyond the numbers and see the future taking shape. That late afternoon, Socrates came to meet Philip Fisher. The small office building on Montgomery Street seemed cut off from the bustling rhythm outside. In a room filled with the scent of old paper and cold coffee, Philip Fisher, a man with deep-set eyes, sat at a wooden desk, intently reading an annual report from Motorola. The door opened softly. A man in a white robe stepped inside, his eyes unusually bright. No one heard his footsteps, only a stillness spreading through the room.
Please forgive the intrusion. I've heard it said that you believe stocks have souls?
Philip Fisher pauses, his eyes reflecting a rare moment of surprise.
If a soul is what allows something to grow, then perhaps, yes. I believe every great business has a spirit, a yearning that cannot be measured by numbers.
Fascinating. Then what leads you to trust that spirit rather than the market, what people call the truth of prices?
Because price reflects only the past, value is a promise of the future.
You believe in the future, but the future does not yet exist. How can one value what is not real?
Philip Fisher remained silent for a moment, as if weighing the cost of his words.
Like a gardener who looks at a seed and sees a forest. He doesn't know how each branch will grow, but he knows that within the seed there is life. I look only for businesses with such seeds.
And what to you is that seed?
People, the capacity for innovation, ethics, and aspiration. I don't buy stocks, I invest in people.
An investor who speaks like a philosopher. But do you think faith in the future can sometimes be an illusion?
Of course, but without belief there's nothing to plant. Fear never creates invention.
Socrates turns his gaze toward the distance.
So you invest with faith, not with reason?
No, I use reason to test faith. I speak with employees, customers, competitors. I want to know whether that corporate soul is real. I call it the scuttlebutt method, seeking truth through conversation.
Socrates nods gently, as if acknowledging what he has just heard.
A philosopher does much the same, seeking truth through dialogue. Perhaps you and I differ only in our subjects. I question people, you question companies.
Yet both of us pursue what cannot be measured, the true essence.
What do you think of patience? Most people on Wall Street act as if tomorrow were the end of the world.
Patience is the most underestimated skill in investing. Most want to harvest before they sow. I hold stocks for decades, as long as the business preserves the soul I first believed in.
So you do not invest to beat the market.
Beating the market is the goal of the short-sighted. I invest to accompany growth, like a father watching his child grow. Each year is different, yet it is still the same child. And if that child loses its way, I ask why before I leave. Sometimes patience is understanding, not stubbornness.
Socrates nods gently.
I understand now, Philip. You don't invest in stocks. You invest in the belief that people can become better.
And you, Socrates, do you believe knowledge is the same?
I believe knowledge is never complete. It only evolves, like businesses, like people, like the very soul of the market itself.
Fisher nods slightly.
Perhaps investing and philosophy differ only in language. One speaks in numbers, the other in questions, yet both seek the same thing, the truth hidden in time.
When Socrates left the office, night had already fallen over San Francisco. He saw the lights from the financial buildings reflected on the surface of the bay, like thousands of torches carried by people searching for the future. He smiled. Human beings are always investing in stocks, in knowledge, in love, in the belief that tomorrow will be better than today. And it is this belief, not profit, that keeps the world in motion. Decades later, Warren Buffett, the young disciple of Benjamin Graham, came to read Fisher's books. He realized that within this faith in the future lay something that quietly reshaped the way humanity thinks about investing. Not buying cheap to sell dear, but walking alongside true value as it grows. Perhaps somewhere between the folds of time, Socrates is still smiling, watching the seeds of belief planted by Fisher taking root across the world.